Hello, friends. Welcome to We're All Fine, the podcast that provides unsolicited advice. Oh, God, so much unsolicited advice from totally unqualified people. I'm Holly.
I'm Carley.
And we've got so much advice today, but it's not just bad advice that we're doling out today. Maybe good advice. It's actually really bad advice requests. Like these are terrible advice questions that have been submitted. So I'm really excited to go over those for all of you.
Me too. And we just want to thank the brave men, women, and beautiful thems that were brave enough to submit these things of advice, because we probably keep most of it to myself. I don't even know what they are, but I don't ask for advice. I'm a monster most of the time. I'm like, oh God. But man, if I get the chance, I sure do take the 2 cents out of my pocket and slap it down on a table. Most of the time I'm not. Most of the time it's not asked for.
I kind of like the visual of that, of you just slapping down 2 cents.
Here's my advice and my input and my 2 cents. You're welcome. Like, empty pockets, full brain, you know?
So, Carly, what are we doing for our It Could Be Worse today?
So, today's going to be a little bit different, but it seems really fun, and I'm really excited about it. So, basically, this whole episode is going to be It Could Be Worse, because you could be the person that is submitting these advice requests. These were not submitted specifically to us, but we found them on the interwebs, and we are enjoying them. Can you remind me of what the website was?
It's 9honey.
9honey. So if you guys want to go through, look through it too, it's pretty exciting. So the whole episode is It Could Be Worse, but we just wanted to give you a little bit of a brief history on advice columns.
I love it when you do histories. Have I told you that before? It's some of my favorite.
Oh, thank you. I like history. It was way more fun than math. So we took a little bit of a deep dive, searched a little bit, because we all remember the advice requests from the 80s, right? Like I don't remember her name.
Abby.
But
Dear Abby.
Yeah. Dear Abby, right? But Dear Abby was hundreds of years after the original advice column. So to the world's knowledge, the first advice column was in 1690. It was in the Athenian Mercury, was the newspaper / also kind of seen now as like a magazine, or what today would be considered a magazine. And most of the advice columns or submissions were mostly about government or philosophy, like big questions, like who are we, where were we made from, why are these people in charge?
Wow.
It seems like it started more as a collective, a way for someone to potentially anonymously ask a question and to have that answered by one person, but then also seen by the masses, potentially to kind of get those juices flowing. So if you've ever read an advice column and you felt like a dick because you were like, oh, I have input on this, or I have thoughts, or that poor sucker, just know it started originally for all people. And then over time, it started to be more person and experience focused. And that actually didn't seem to happen until early 1900s. And it was usually people asking how, like, business advice or familial advice, how to be better, do better, how to be liked more. And now it really is just, I had Dear Abby, dear, We're All Fine podcast ladies, I have this problem and I feel like your beautiful, incredible, educated brains could help me through this. And
which, by the way, listeners, that's how all of our advice request letters start.
It's true. Your incredible minds are the only ones that can solve this for me, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, if only I actually believe that. No, I'm very honored that people even asked for advice, but I hope that we've done them well. But yeah, so basically the history started to get ideas out to the public with some sort of anonymity, and then over time it's become more moment specific, person specific, event specific.
See, that's too bad, because I would like to have somebody that I could send questions to, like, Dear Abby, what is my purpose on this earth?
Mm-hmm.
Or Dear Abby, what is the sum of all things?
Isn't it
And
like
she would just answer 42.
42. I almost said 41. Yeah. I don't know the answer to all things.
And if for those of you out there that don't know that reference, my heart hurts for you. I'm not going to explain it.
Just Google it. I'm sure you can find it.
All right, you ready? You ready for some of this? These are terrible. Okay, here we go. All right. My new employee did something strange on the phone. My coworker Sally recently hired a new grad, Jane. As Sally was making the verbal offer over the phone, she asked Jane if she had any questions. Jane replied, "No, but my father does." Then Jane's father took the phone and started asking Sally questions about the offer. The questions ranged from logistics about onboarding to asking if Jane could arrive late on her first day. Is there any way to respectfully give the parent feedback that they are not helping their child?
No. Oh, no.
God.
Okay. Maybe I need more information. Is Jane a grown-up? Is she a minor?
No. Is a new grad.
Oh, I heard. Yeah. See, my head was like, is it high school? But either way, they're more than likely an adult. Gosh darn. Here's the thing. I don't think that employee is probably going to work for very long, because being away from your parents for 8 hours a day is very hard when they want to ask your employer questions.
Is this like a generational thing, or does that make me like super boomer for even asking? Are we to the generation that's like, that would even do this? Because I don't know. See, I was a latchkey kid, and our generation was like, listen, we left you with a box of mac and cheese, figure it out. And that was our whole life. Like, we came home, we got there, we did all of our own stuff, because that was it, man. Like,
yeah. You stay in the house and you don't answer the door for nobody. That was basically our rule. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think it's generational, because one, it doesn't make you a boomer, but I am a millennial, kind of snap right in the middle. And I mean, my mom was a single mom for most of my childhood. She was working jobs and going to school, and I was a latchkey kid too. We were, rode the bus, first grade, went home. And if I had told my mom, like, hey mom, I know that I'm in more than likely immense debt for, going to college and all of these things, but I need you to ask my employer about all of these questions because I'm nervous. My mom would lose her shit. She has never hit me, but that could have been it. That could have been her breaking point. Are you joking me? Like, no. That's the easiest part of having a job, is asking questions. That's the easiest part of a job. Right?
No. Okay, well, look, I'm going to go on to the next question because it's my favorite.
Oh, I'm very ready. Yeah, okay. I have no advice for that first one.
How do I tell my children their hamsters are gay?
Well, like this. Honey, your hamsters are gay. What does that mean, Mom? It is a boy that likes another boy and loves them. It's literally, it's that simple.
This is my favorite. The rest of the thing was, as long as the hamsters are happy, who cares about their sexual preference? Our hamsters are both men, and our kids are asking why they cuddle so much. How do you explain this to children?
Again, I mean, you let them know that, like, some male hamsters like cuddling with some male hamsters. That
doesn't necessarily mean they're gay, by the way. Maybe they just like to snuggle.
That's true. Maybe they just are secure in their hamster masculinity as straight men and can enjoy brotherhood, or straight hamster men, and can accept, affection through brotherhood. That I'm cool with. But, like, if they are, I mean, like, if you go to the zoo, they have a bunch of zoos that have gay couple penguins. And, like, why is that hard? Like, that's Larry and that's Steve, and they love each other just like mommy and daddy do.
And there we go.
Like, That is the only advice request in my entire life that I want to, like, send someone a Venmo for payment. That was so simple. You didn't need me.
You didn't. You didn't need it. All right. Well, let's get into one that's like a little bit more, a little, like, not really serious, but a little bit more. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
2 days ago, my mother-in-law used the bathroom, and while in there, she saw what she thought was a delicious Lindt chocolate bar poking out of my toiletry bag. Unable to resist, she ate about a quarter to a third of the bar, correctly thinking I wouldn't mind if it was my chocolate, as I'm always willing to share. Mother-in-law had a panic attack on the come-up, has no idea what was happening, and thought she was having a heart attack. She calls an ambulance while the rest of us are out of the house and checks herself into the hospital. Eventually, after much panic and drama and fear, we figure out what has happened. Mother-in-law is rattled, having never done drugs, but physically is fine. Now everyone is angry with me.
Okay. I gotta laugh first. Whew, there's a lot to unpack there.
The title of it, by the way, was I accidentally gave my mother-in-law shroom chocolates. I should have probably read that out.
She did not give them. Okay, so here are my hot takes on that one. So
okay, drop it like it's hot. Do it.
Yeah, I just rolled up my sleeve, everyone. I'm ready to get to work. Number one, we're starting at the bottom. No one should be mad at you. Those were your drugs. You didn't offer them. You didn't get any sort of pitch money for them. So nobody should be mad at you. Everybody should be talking to said mother-in-law about not taking other people's drugs. One. Number two, who eats chocolate in a bathroom? Not me. I thought that story was going somewhere absolutely terrible. I'm honestly glad we ended up here. You do not. It could have been laxatives. It could have been gross. So second of all, do better, be better, mother-in-law. We do not eat in the bathroom. That's just common knowledge. Number three, simple. Here's how you avoid drugging yourself on accident. You see said chocolate bar, mother-in-law. You take it out of bag. You go to someone or call or FaceTime, because you don't have to send carrier pigeons nowadays, and have to wait for your sweet tooth fix to kick in for the pigeon to come back with a yay or nay. You can just pick up a phone and say, hey, I found this in the bathroom. And then your daughter-in-law could have had the opportunity to say, oh, no, that's not, no, thank you. And then you could put it back and then do that. No, mother-in-law's wrong. 100%.
Wow. You're on fire right now.
I guess I just don't like when other people take other people's drugs. I don't know.
There's literally nothing else I can add to that. You just don't take other people's drugs.
Mother-in-law
and then get mad about it.
Yeah. Like, don't give parenting advice as a mother-in-law. Don't give relationship advice. Don't take other people's drugs. Those are three very simple rules.
All right. Well, I've got one that's a whole new level of ick. You ready for a whole lot of ick? This one is labeled, I'm in love with my fraternal twin. My fraternal twin and I, both men, are in our late 30s. We were always extremely close and shared a bedroom growing up. When we were 12, we gradually started experimenting sexually with each other. After a couple of years, we realized we had fallen in love. Of course, we felt guilty and ashamed, and we didn't dare to tell anyone what we were doing. Our dilemma is how to deal with our increasingly nosy family and friends. I feel we should continue being discreet for the rest of our lives and blow off their questions. My brother, though, is exhausted with this charade. Is this one of those times when honesty is not the best policy?
Yes.
Oh my God, I think we need to have a pregnant pause there to really...
I'm sorry, my discomfort just threw out, like, yes, don't do that. You should stop what you're doing, but if you're not going to do that, just stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now.
Just stop.
Nope. I don't.
Oh, no. No. Nope. No.
Okay. We're making a lot of guttural noises. How do we put this into words?
You know what? I promise you that he has written to this advice column after probably asking other people. And I promise you there was not one person that was like, you know what? I think you should just let it out, like tell the world, be proud of your love.
Right.
I think there's not a person that has said that to him. And so his next step was literally like, I just need one person to agree with me.
Right.
One person to tell me it's okay. So
but
put it out into the internet.
But I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to go to another one because there's just really like, bleh. Okay,
Okay.
here we go. This one's short and it's just really funny. Here we go. My husband calls his parents Mummy and Daddy. I can't help but deeply cringe every time I hear him on the phone referring to his parents as Mommy and Daddy. He only does it when speaking to them or his brother. For example, what's Daddy up to? Can you ask Mommy to do X, Y, and Z? I just feel like it's a bit of a turnoff.
A bit? What a generous woman.
Oh my God.
It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit awful. Ooh.
Mommy and Daddy. Listen, my 14-year-old about 2 years ago was like, guys, it's just going to be Mom and Dad from this point forward. And I was like, oh, sad. And he was like, this is the way it has to be. And I was like, I mean, okay, as long as you're not like Holly, Chad, I'll be in my room.
Yeah.
We're not, that's fine.
And if you ever call me bro, we're fighting. We're
You know what? You're only saying that because your daughter's still so small. Both of my kids have broed me. I don't know how many times. My daughter has now started doing this thing where she calls everybody bruv. Bruv. What?
Bruv.
What do you mean, bruv?
See,
Yikes.
it's still not as the icks as someone calling like their daddy. And okay, I'm just gonna get, I don't know, do I get, yeah, I'm gonna get personal. I've shared enough on here. Let me bare my soul. If you have a relationship with your husband or a partner of some kind, and you call your male counterpart daddy, whether it's in a sexual way or like Jelly Roll, that singer, and his wife, Bunny, she calls him daddy, and she says, and I can relate to this. Like I've never had a relationship with my dad where I ever called him daddy, no matter how small I was. So to me, it's very much like a sexual relationship word. Dad, father is for my paternal, like, maker, life giver. Daddy is for another dude. So like I get that.
I have a friend who, she's in a poly kink relationship, and she's always called her partner daddy. Like that's what he prefers to be called. That's what she calls him.
Yeah, and that works. Like my husband does not prefer that. I've been in relationships before where I've called them daddy, but my husband is like, I don't like that. So I don't get to.
Not even if you like did Spanish where you like, ay, papi, like something.
He would just look at me and be like, you're racist. Because I'm constantly like, what are you doing? What are you saying? Like, he's a white cis, Christian able-bodied man. So like sometimes, now I've made him like maybe too woke for the masses, but I'm proud of the work I've done. But like when you are at an age where you could use that word, daddy, as a sexual thing, let's stop calling our parents that. Would be,
you know what? Yeah.
That would be my hard line. Because I mean, every once in a while I call my mom like, hey mom, hey mommy, or like, it's my mom is more normal for me. But she's in my phone as mommy because when I want to look for her name, I look for it, but I don't call her that. I don't know. I don't like it. And the wife is very kind for just being like, oh, this is icky. And
no, she doesn't say it's icky. She says it is a bit of a turnoff.
Yeah, see, she's even nicer than me. I can't. That's a big one.
No, might be like, bleh. Okay. Well, here's a fun one. Since we've dealt with like we've had conversations about pet peeves, and cohabitation. So here's a fun one. Here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
My roommate keeps putting dead mice in the fridge. A little while ago, I went to the kitchen and on a hunch opened the freezer and the mice were back in there. I was pretty pissed this time, so after I put them all back in the cooler and wiped the freezer down again, I got my bike lock and put it through the handles on the fridge. My roommate came and confronted me and told me to unlock it. I told him I would unlock it if he wanted to get any food for himself, but he wasn't putting those mice back in my fridge around my food. He said I was being a dick and they were completely sealed. I told him I don't care if they're completely sealed. I don't want dead mice in my fridge.
Why does he have dead mice? Does he have a snake? Does he have a reptile?
I mean, that's what I'm assuming.
Does he do taxidermy?
I mean, maybe he's a science teacher.
Is he a fucking weirdo? I don't know. So I don't have enough information. So
like, why would he have sealed mice in the fridge? Like, that's all I can think of is that maybe he's got a reptile or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Right? Or there's an artist that I love on Etsy where she taxidermies mice and puts them in cute little positions. So they're like sunflowers or they're ballerinas and they're really cute and precious. And I love creepy shit. So I think it's great. But you're either a weirdo and you probably should like stop it, or you're an artist or a reptile enthusiast and the snake has to eat. So maybe a good compromise is to have a mini fridge.
Yes. Listen,
Just
I
for the
don't think
mice.
that it's a big ask to tell your roommate, whoever you're cohabitating with, like, please don't put your dead mice near my food. I feel like that is a completely sane, legitimate request.
Yes.
I don't
do
see
too.
anything wrong with that.
Right. Chaining up the freezer before having like a full on sit down conversation of this is a hard no for me maybe isn't the best way to handle it. But have I ever
Ugh,
opened my freezer and been like, oh, hey, dead mice? I
no.
haven't. I haven't done that. So I don't know. How would I handle it? I don't know. Who's to say?
Well, weirdly, I figured that this was the best follow-up to the dead mice near my food question. I think my husband is trying to poison me. I suspect he's putting something in my coffee. I notice it smells funny, and when I drink it, my eyes get super puffy and swollen. I suspect he's also adding stuff to my lotions and bath products, which created brown discolorations on my skin. I've now switched to drinking tea, have left decoy shampoos and skin products in the bathroom, and have hidden my quote unquote good products. My hair and skin improved almost overnight. Last month, I purchased a small camera and hid it in the bathroom, but I think he discovered it and deleted the files. So I moved it to a new location and he put something in front of the lens. I need help. I've been married to this man for 11 years. I don't know what to do. I'm freaked out.
I'm sorry. So sorry. Like, run! Run! Stop buying more shampoo. Run!
I would tell him to run. This just sounds like somebody who's like brown discolorations on your skin from your lotion. That doesn't sound like poison. That sounds like dry skin. Like maybe you're using the wrong products. And as for coffee, for you two after 11 years, if this is the only proof you have that your husband might be trying to poison you, like really? I mean, there have been lots of times my husband has made a drink for me or made food for me, and I'm like, this does not smell right. And he's like, oh, well, the dressing that I used said it expired 2 years ago, but it totally seemed fine. So, like, yeah,
man, yes,
I'm not being hyperbolic there, by the way. That's a legit thing. So, I mean, is there something else adding to this? Because
I don't know, man. Okay, so this is one of the few times in the world which I honestly think is really fun that we are on complete opposite sides.
oh,
Like,
really?
Yes, 100%. Like, you're just like, honey, like dry skin, discoloration, all the thing. And I'm like, no, I watched a true crime episode about this. And the dude, I've seen this before. And the guy was literally, no, it was a woman actually. It was a man realized that his coffee was like starting to taste just a little bit more bitter, and the wife was adamant that she was making the coffee every morning and that she would watch him drink it. Well, he ends up putting it by camera because there was, it didn't sit well with him. All of a sudden she was obsessive over this. And he put up hidden cameras all through the house from different angles. So that would be my advice, 11-year married woman. Don't just use one security camera, use a bunch. But also, divorce, just run, just go. Like, if you are seemingly safe and you are not a victim of DV, except for this poisoning or potential poisoning, go, run. But anyway, so this woman was pouring bleach into the water of the coffee and had been like actively trying to poison him for so long. And he had been getting sick for a while. But what happened was because she was dosing him every day, he built a tolerance.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so, yeah. And so his body protected him and he was able to get it all on film. And then she ended up being like in trouble.
You mean he didn't develop like dark, dry patches on his skin?
Well, I don't know. She didn't put poisons in his lotion.
Yeah. I'm also, she's not called the police. She has not talked to her husband. She has not done anything but go, my coffee smells weird. My skin feels bad. I'm pretty sure my husband's poisoning me. And then when I tried to film it, suddenly there wasn't anything that I could catch on camera. So clearly he's deleted the files. Wink, wink.
Oh my gosh, you would be such a good defense attorney. I'm sorry, but like you almost told me right with that little piece of information. I'm over here like, Your Honor, my client is suspicious, and this one time I heard something a little bit similar, but not really, and so I am sure he's guilty. Like that's my stance. And he's like,
yeah.
logic,
And after
maybe.
I followed up with, the mysterious missing videos. Then somehow, weirdly, the next time the camera is set up, there's something in front of it. Ooh. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. If there is something else to back it up where she's like, it's been strange. Like, I've been going down the stairs and he's right behind me with his hands outstretched. And I turn around and he goes, oh, sorry, I had an itch. Like, something where I'm like, ugh, it feels a little dark.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
I've woken up several times with his hands around my neck and he just goes, hey, babe, sorry, I must have been sleepwalking. Like if there's some of these, I get maybe why she's going in that direction. But other than that, it sounds like he should run because she sounds like 8 shades of crazy.
That's fair. And as the true crime connoisseur I am, I also know that women are far more likely to poison than men are.
Ding, ding.
So
Accurate.
I'll give you that one, but Your Honor, my client doesn't like it. And her hair looks better right now. It has nothing to do with potential like temperature changes or humidity differences or
Objection, Your Honor. Well, her client's hair does look spectacular, and I think the entire court can agree with that. I request this case to be excused due to a complete and total lack of evidence and apparently sanity. Case closed.
Gut instinct. Anyways, but so your advice would be what? Because mine is run, bitch, run.
Mine is find a good therapist and chill the fuck out. I guess I know somebody that keeps a nice big bar of shroomy chocolate in their bathroom. Maybe go find that person.
Right. As long as the mother-in-law didn't steal it first. I'm still mad about it.
So I think it's finally time after all of this. Oh my God. That we have a little bit of an affirmation after all of that. Ready?
Good takeaway.
Oof. Our affirmation for today. I breathe in healing. I exhale the painful things that burden my heart. I breathe in healing and I exhale the horrendous stories of fraternal twins involved with each other. I exhale stories of somebody putting shroomy chocolate in a bathroom for any reason at all.
Right. Yep.
And I release myself from these burdens.
I feel very released from that. A lot of takeaways. That's the best one. I like it. I like it a lot. Inhale, exhale, and release the troubles of others.
So listen, friends, when we put out, and we will here shortly be putting out another call for advice requests, just understand that whatever you send us, it can't possibly be this bad. Or you know what? Maybe it is. And know that, gosh darn it, we've got the tools to either solve your problem or to just laugh incessantly about it. So we ask, please go ahead and send us your advice requests. Check us out at We're All Fine Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And before you know it, my friends, you can also find us on YouTube, as we will, down the line, be introducing you to our delightful faces.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We might even brush our hair once or twice.
Boop, boop. All right, friends. Have a great rest of your week. We love you.
Bye.